Well, hello and welcome to my masterclass, How to Build a Profitable Website from Scratch. I am thrilled that you could take some time to watch this free training. Listen, do you want to be a profitable entrepreneur or business owner? Of course you do. In order to do that, you're probably going to need a website. And not just any website. You need a website with copy that sells. In other words, a website that contains a message that moves people to action. You need a website that looks professional, and you need a website that performs great. And that's not easy to come by. I mean, quality web design, that's pretty expensive. And so you may be thinking that you want to build your own website. The problem with that is figuring out how to build a professional website on your own. That is really time consuming, and we ain't got no time to waste. Plus, making a website that looks beautiful, that's really difficult to do if you are not a designer. Add to all of that the tech of building a website. That's really intimidating, really overwhelming. And so to help you at least start to solve these problems, I've put together this free masterclass where you're going to discover my entire blueprint for creating a profitable website, and specifically for creating that website on WordPress, which is, I believe, the professional solution. And even more specifically, using the very popular theme and visual page builder called Divi. I'll talk to you more about Divi later. This process that I use, it works. Even if you have never built a website, even if you have no design experience, even if you have no idea what words to include on your website, and even if you are not tech savvy, this process that I'm going to show you, it will work for anyone. You're going to learn in this training 7 simple steps. I'm just going to walk you through my entire process, and in these steps, you will find a formula that is easy to follow. And I am convinced that if you really put your nose to the grindstone, that you could actually use this 1-hour training and you could literally build your very first website. So let me take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Adam Willingham, and I really do understand exactly what it feels like to sit down at your computer and to want to create this amazing website, but to really have no idea what you're doing, to really have no idea what the process is, to not even know where to start. It's a really frustrating, kind of scary feeling, and that's why I have become a WordPress website developer. That's why I have created this masterclass for you to help you to overcome those barriers. I am also certified as a StoryBrand guide, which means that I have been trained in copywriting and in a system of marketing that is one of the world's most premier and most effective systems available. A system that has helped to transform thousands of companies just like yours. And so here are some websites that I have built using this very method that I'm going to teach you in this free masterclass. And if you simply follow the step-by-step process that I'm going to show you, then you could build websites that look as professional as these. All right, so let's move on and let's jump into step number 1, which is prep work. First thing you need to do to kind of prepare to build your website is create your wireframe. Now, in case you don't know what a wireframe is, it's basically a document that contains all the words that you're going to have on your website divided up into the sections that you're going to have on your website. And so if you don't know how to create a wireframe, I don't have time in this masterclass to teach you how to do that, but I can tell you how you can go and learn how to do it yourself. You need to purchase the book Marketing Made Simple by Donald Miller and J.J. Peterson. Donald Miller is the creator of StoryBrand, and this book is a game changer. Read chapter 5, which is all about how to wireframe a website. And then you go to the website marketingmadesimple.com and click where it says Book PDF Download. And then you download this PDF, and as you go through chapter 5 in the book, you fill in this wireframe template. And once you have that all filled in, then you will have your website wireframe written and complete. The next thing you want to do is choose your domain. And so you don't have to have it, you don't have to purchase it, but you just need to check if it's available. You need to find the right one for your website. If you already have one, that's great as well. Next, you want to choose your color palette. Now, this is pretty important. If you want to go the free route, then you can use a website like colorhunt.com to help you find a color palette that speaks to you and that will work with your brand. Next thing you want to do is collect and optimize your graphic elements, your images, and so forth. So when I say optimize, what I mean is resize those images to be the appropriate size for a website. If your images are too large, then that's going to slow your website down. When I say large, I mean in terms of pixel size. So you need to resize those appropriately. Now, what graphic elements do you need to go ahead and collect and optimize? Well, start with your hero image, obviously. Then your lead generator ad image. Get your designer to create this for you if you can't do it on your own. Then headshots. You need a headshot of yourself, and you need one of each of your clients whose testimonials you intend to use on your website. You also need icons. Now, this is optional, but I like to use icons. Also, you want to have your logo and your favicon, also called the site icon. That's kind of the bite-sized version of your logo that will be up in the web browser. And then any other images of happy smiling customers, images of stats, images of your products, and so forth. Once you've done all of that, you are finished with step number 1, and you are ready to move on to step number 2, which is set up WordPress, hosting, and Divi. Now, before we dive into this, I want to make sure you understand about WordPress, hosting, and Divi. So let's start by talking about WordPress. When I talk about WordPress, I'm not talking about WordPress.com. I'm talking about WordPress.org, which is also known as self-hosted WordPress. This is the free open source WordPress software that you can install on your own web host. So you can create a website that is yours 100%. It's not like other website builders like Squarespace or Wix or Weebly. Not that those are bad, but when you build with those, the fact is you are renting those websites. Or WordPress.com, you're renting that website. But if you build with WordPress.org, then you own that website. And it's 100% yours, and the sky is the limit. There are no limitations on what you can do with your website when you own it, whereas there are lots of limitations placed on you on these other website builders. Well over 30% of the internet is powered by WordPress. In my opinion, this is the professional solution. Well, what about web hosting? A web hosting service is a type of internet hosting service that allows people to make their website accessible on the web. In other words, it's a service that hosts your website files so they can be served up when people type in your URL. Simple as that. What is Divi? Well, Divi is, as I mentioned earlier, it is one of the most popular WordPress themes, and it's a visual page builder. Now, when you build a WordPress website, you have to use a theme. So this is one of those themes, and it is, in my opinion, the best one. And it gives you the ability to build your website with a drag and drop builder, much like Squarespace or one of those others, only you get to do a lot more with it. You have a lot more options of what you can do, but it's also easy and it's fun. I mean, it's a game changer, and it's also affordable. Divi is more affordable than Elementor, which is its biggest competitor. So I think Divi is the best solution. It makes building websites possible for anyone, whether you know how to do code or you know all the fancy tech stuff or not. All right, so let's now dive into the little steps of this big step here. The first one is purchase an Elegant Themes membership. All right, Elegant Themes is the home of Divi. So you'll need to go over to elegantthemes.com and go to pricing, and it'll give you these two options: yearly access for $89 a year or lifetime access for $249. And either one of these are a great deal. I have done the lifetime access, and it's just, you get so much value for that $250. It's ridiculous. But either one of these, unlimited users, unlimited websites, and you get a ton of other stuff besides Divi as well. So you pick one of those, you set up your account. The next thing you want to do is create a web host account. Now, there are hundreds of web hosts out there. There are thousands of web host plans out there. So it's really overwhelming. It can be. Let me help you start to limit it to what you want to find by telling you this. Go with managed WordPress hosting. I say that because although it's a little bit more expensive to do managed WordPress hosting, which means there's a team of WordPress experts managing your hosting for you to make it fast, to make it secure, and all of that. Although it's a little bit more expensive, it's well worth it because your website will run a lot faster and it will be hands-free. You don't have to worry about doing anything. Now, having said that, there are 3 web hosts that I recommend, and these are Flywheel, SiteGround, or Pressable. Any of those 3. The reason I recommend those 3 is because Divi has partnered with these 3 web hosts, which means setting up your website is going to be simpler. And it also means that your website is going to perform better. It's going to be faster and so forth if you use one of these 3 web hosts. So I use Flywheel. I'm going to use Flywheel as an example as we move forward. So what you want to do is you go to elegantthemes.com. You want to go to Divi and to Divi Hosting. That'll take you to this page where you get to choose from these 3 web hosts that I recommend. So as I said, we're going to use Flywheel as an example. So what you do is you click View Details. It'll take you to this page here where you can then click Get Divi Hosting. And so you just go through and fill out the information. Very straightforward. You want to create your WordPress user credentials and click Create Site. You're going to be notified by email when that's ready to go. And so when you see that email, you just click it and you click View Site, and voila, you are inside of your Flywheel admin area. So it's going to be a little different depending on which one of those web hosts you use, but with Flywheel, this is exactly the process. Next thing you want to do now is install WordPress on your web host, unless it comes pre-installed. Now, obviously, with Flywheel, WordPress is going to be already installed. Flywheel is managed WordPress hosting. But if you're using a web host that does not have WordPress installed on it, then you will need to do that and just follow the directions that WordPress provides and that your web host rather provides for you. Next thing you want to do is sync your domain and your web host. Now, this is different from web host to web host. Some web hosts are also domain hosts, which means that you will purchase your domain, or you can purchase your domain directly through your web host. And then the setup is very seamless. Now with Flywheel, it's not quite that simple, unfortunately, because Flywheel is not a domain host, only a web host. And so you just want to click where it says DNS, Domain Name Server, Help, and read the instructions on how to set up DNS. I prefer to go with Namecheap, but you read that and you follow those directions and set that up, and then point your domain to the right place, and then you go in here and click Add Another Domain. You want to then enter that new URL and click Add Domain, and voila, you are good to go. All right, next you want to install an SSL certificate. You could do this later, but I prefer to go ahead and get it out of the way now. So an SSL certificate is going to make your website secure. So with Flywheel, you just click Enable SSL, and then so you just scroll down to the bottom of that page and click Complete SSL Setup. You'll be notified by email when that is ready. All right, next thing you want to do now is ensure that privacy mode is enabled. Privacy mode means that the public will not be able to access your website without entering a username and password. With Flywheel, this is already set up. It's already turned on by default. You want to take note of the username and the password there. Now you can change those if you want to, but take note of those, write that username and password down because you're going to need that later on. Next, you want to install Divi on WordPress. That is, unless it's already pre-installed. Now, if you use Flywheel or if you go through any of the 3 recommended web hosts using the process that I showed you, Divi is already going to be set up for you. So that's going to make it easy. But if you're using some other web host and you need to install Divi, it's easy to do. Just follow the instructions provided at elegantthemes.com. Now I'm going to pause here. We're done with our second step. We're about ready to move into our third step, but I want to tell you about something very exciting. It's an upcoming online course that I am going to create, and it's going to launch at the beginning of November. This online course is going to teach the same process that I'm teaching you in this masterclass, but way more in depth. So I'm inviting you to become a founding member by the end of the day on October 16th. That's this coming Friday, for only $497. And what that will mean for you is you get lifetime access to the course and all of its future upgrades that I make for that one price. And that price is lower than the course is going to ever be offered again. You're going to get that course price locked in, and you're never going to have to pay another penny. Also, I give a money-back guarantee so that if you go through it and you say this is not for me, I'll give you your money back. And there is also a payment plan available if you don't have $500 right now to shell out. All right, so I'll tell you more about this exciting offer at the end of this masterclass. But if you want to go ahead and become a founding member, the process is simple. Number 1, click the button on this page that says Become a Founding Member. Number 2, you're going to choose your payment option. Number 3 is you'll get access to the first module on November 2nd. So go ahead and click Become a Founding Member so you can take advantage of this limited time opportunity while it's still available. Well, let's move on now to step number 3, which is customize WordPress and Divi. And so to get started here, what you're going to do is enter your WordPress admin area. Within Flywheel, you just click that button right there that says WP Admin, and first you're going to have to enter your username and password for your privacy mode, and then you're going to log into your WordPress admin. All right, what we're going to do first is delete any unnecessary posts, pages, and themes. I'm not going to walk you through how to do that. We'll just go right to our next little step here. Next, you want to customize your WordPress settings. Now, let me tell you, there are dozens of WordPress settings, but there are only 9 that you need to be concerned with at this point. So I've really gone to a lot of trouble to simplify this. So let me first tell you what those 9 settings are, and then I'll walk you through how to customize them. Okay? So they are site identity, typography, primary menu bar, header elements, footer elements, bottom bar, color schemes, widgets, and permalinks. Those are the 9 settings that we're going to customize. Let me show you now how to customize these, and it's really easy. So we're going to start here in your WordPress admin area. You go to Appearance and then to Customize. And most of the settings are going to be done right here on this page. So we're going to start with General Settings. You want to click that, and then you want to click Site Identity. So in this setting here, you're going to enter your site title and your tagline, and you upload your site icon, or as I called it earlier, your favicon. Now after you've done that, you want to click back, and then we're going to go down to typography. All right, this is where you get to choose the style of the header font and the body font on your website, and the body link color and all of that. All right, then we're going to go next back one more time to header and navigation. All right, here you're going to go to the primary menu bar. All right, here you get to customize what that bar across the top of your website looks like, what color it's going to be, whether it's going to be transparent, what the font is going to look like, and all that kind of stuff. So make whatever edits you want to make there. Then we're going to go back, and next we go down to header elements. Now here you will see that the show search icon is already selected by default. You want to unselect that because you don't want your search icon showing in the top right hand corner of your website. So we're going to click back, and we go down next to footer. Here you want to go to the footer elements setting, and where it says show social icons, you then have a choice to leave that checked or to uncheck it. I'm going to uncheck that, and that takes the social icons away from the bottom of the website. Then we're going to click back, and next we go to footer menu. This is where we get to edit what the junk drawer is going to look like. And so you can change the background color, and you can change the active link color for the links at the bottom. So we're going to click back now, and we go down next to bottom bar. All right, this is the area where you'll have your footer credits, so you can change your footer credits or the background color and all that kind of stuff. And let's go back now, and let's go back one more time. And now let's go down to color schemes. Now this has to do with things like the hamburger menu that's going to show on tablet and mobile. By default is going to be blue, so if you want to change that, change it to one of the colors they have there. I picked orange, and then let's click back again. And let's go down now to widgets. Now here in widgets, if you click on footer area number 1, there is already some pre-filled widgets, and I just like to remove those. You may only have one widget, you may have 2 or 3, depending on the situation. But go ahead and just remove that. And then let's go now to publish. All right. Now once we publish that, then these changes are all saved. After you hit publish, you then click the X button, and then now we go down to where it says settings, and we go to permalinks. Here we're going to click on where it says post name. All right. That way it will ensure that your URL for every page of your website will display normally. So let's go down now to save changes, and there you have it. Voila, those are your 9 WordPress settings you need to be concerned about at this point. So that was easy. Well, next let's install plugins. Now what is a plugin? A plugin is to your website what an app is to your smartphone. A plugin simply gives your website added functionality that it did not have before. There are thousands of plugins, but I only recommend 4. You may do some more if you want, but these are the 4 I recommend. Okay, before I show you those 4, let me just quick show you the process that you will follow to install a plugin. So you go to where it says plugins and then click add new. And then we're going to search for the plugin we want in the top right hand corner. And once that plugin shows up, you click activate. Once it activates, you then click install now. And then you'll have that plugin in your plugin area. You can go into the settings and customize that plugin how you want. Here are the 4 plugins I recommend. First of all, Show Hide Collapse Expand. That's a long name, but this is, for me, this is the go-to plugin to give sections of text on my website the ability to be collapsible and expandable. Then next is Yoast SEO. Obviously, this is an SEO plugin. And then next is Monster Insights. This is a plugin so that you can connect Google Analytics to your website in an easy, user-friendly way. All right, then the final one is Bloom. Now this is a plugin that allows you to build pop-ups. And so this is a paid plugin, and this is one that you get whenever you purchase Elegant Themes. So it's a really great plugin. Installing it is a little different than the normal method. You're going to need to download Bloom from Elegant Themes and then upload that to your WordPress admin. And so follow the instructions provided at elegantthemes.com. Once you have installed these 4, then your plugin area will look just like this. All right, next you want to customize Divi settings. Okay, so there are really only 3 settings that I think you need to be concerned about, and I'll show you what those 3 are. So we're going to go down there where it says Divi and then theme options. That will take you to a page like this. And so first we're going to upload our logo. And once you do that, you then can, if you want, you can enable fixed navigation bar. Okay, that will just mean your navigation bar stays stationary at the top of your website even when people are scrolling down your website. I leave it disabled, but you may want to enable it. All right, now we're going to go down at the very bottom of the page where it says Custom CSS. Now you don't have to know any code, okay, but I just want you to copy and paste the code that I have provided in the checklist PDF that you can download where you're watching this video. And When you put that code in there, it will give your website the appearance that it needs in certain ways. It will also give your website the ability to have a button in the top right-hand corner. Okay, so you really need this CSS. So just copy it and paste it in there and click Save Changes. All right, so those are your settings within Divi. Now we're done with step number 3. We are ready to move on to step number 4. Now let me tell you, this is where it gets exciting for me. You know, this is the fun part. You get to actually create your pages. You get to build your pages of your website. And before I explain how to do that, let me make sure you understand how to learn Divi basics. In my course, I'm going to teach you all the Divi basics that you need in order to build a profitable website. Okay, but right now, you don't have access to my course. What can you do now to start learning Divi basics? Well, there's a couple things. First of all, even if you don't own Elegant Themes yet, even if you don't own a license yet, you can just go to elegantthemes.com and go to Divi, and then go down to Live Builder Demo and click that, and it'll guide you through a tutorial on how to create a website with Divi, just some of the basics. So take that tour. It's super easy and fun. Another thing you want to do once you've purchased a license to Elegant Themes, is you want to go to the members area and you want to scroll down under where it says Divi Theme and click on Tutorials and Documentation. There are just dozens and dozens of videos for you to watch to learn how to build with Divi. But I would recommend starting with the Learning the Basics tutorial collection, and that'll give you a good foundation. All right, now, once you have learned Divi basics, the first thing you want to do here in this step is you want to select your home page layout. So you're going to, in your WordPress admin, you're going to go to Pages and Add New. All right, then you're going to type in the title for your page. So this is your home page. I got real creative. The title I put here is home page. Then we're going to click Use Divi Builder. Now that's going to bring you to a page like this where you get to choose build from scratch, choose a pre-made layout, or clone existing page. So we're going to go with the middle option there where it says Browse Layouts. And that's going to take you here where you get to choose from 181 layout packs. And these layout packs are awesome. And I just want to say, this is the secret to building a beautiful website, even if you're not a designer. Don't try to build it from scratch. Use a layout pack, and your website will look great. We're obviously going to customize the template that we choose, but this is what we want to start with as a foundation. So you just scroll down, find one that speaks to you. I like this one here that says Real Estate Layout Pack. Even though my business is not real estate, I still like the look and feel of this. So we're going to pick the one that we like within the pack that most accurately reflects our homepage, and we click Use This Layout. Okay, that will upload this into your visual builder. So what we do next then is customize our homepage layout. So let me explain how to do that. So you want to arrange the layout to reflect the sections in your wireframe. All right, now I cannot teach the details of how to do this, in this 1-hour masterclass, but I can in my online course. I will in my online course. This is going to take some know-how with Divi and some creativity, right? But you're going to need to maybe rearrange some of the sections. You may have to create some new sections. So then what you want to do is insert your wireframe copy and insert your images that you have collected and optimized in step number 1. And then finally, you just want to change the colors as needed. And you can make it match your color palette and so forth. And then once you've done that, you want to click Publish. Now remember, we're building our website using privacy mode. So even though you hit Publish, the public is still not going to be able to see those changes. But you do need to publish and not just save draft. Now here's a page that I built using this very method. This is a home page, and I built it in about 20 minutes. It's a very basic home page, but this looks sharp, it looks professional, and this would generate money. Next, you want to repeat that same process that we just did for the home page. You want to repeat that same process for the rest of your pages. And then next, you want to insert the links for your buttons. And so next, you want to connect your email opt-in form to your email sales campaign. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, well, I don't know what any of that stuff is. Well, don't worry. In my online course, I'm going to teach you all about it. All right? So if you don't know about that for now, that's fine. Just table that. You can just hold that off and wait for my online course where I can go into more depth. All right. Now, we're going to pause now that we're done with step number 4. Before we move on to step number 5, again, I want to remind you about that upcoming online course that I am going to create. And it's going to launch at the beginning of November. This online course is going to teach the same process that I'm teaching you in this masterclass, but way more in depth. So I'm inviting you to become a founding member by the end of the day on October 16th. That's this coming Friday, for only $497. And what that will mean for you is you get lifetime access to the course and all of its future upgrades that I make for that one price. And that price is lower than the course is going to ever be offered again. You're going to get that course price locked in, and you're never going to have to pay another penny. Also, I give a money-back guarantee so that if you go through it and you say this is not for me, I'll give you your money back. And there is also a payment plan available if you don't have $500 right now to shell out. All right, so I'll tell you more about this exciting offer at the end of this masterclass. But if you want to go ahead and become a founding member, the process is simple. Number 1, click the button on this page that says Become a Founding Member. Number 2, you're going to choose your payment option. Number 3 is you'll get access to the first module on November 2nd. So go ahead and click Become a Founding Member so you can take advantage of this limited time opportunity while it's still available. All right, now step number 5, create your menus. So there's going to be a menu at the top of your website and one down at the bottom of your website. So we'll start with the one that's down on the bottom. So to create this, it's very easy. You just want to go to Appearance, Menus, and then you want to enter the name of whatever you want this menu to be called, and then click Footer Menu. And once you've selected that, you then click Create Menu. Once you do that, the different pages that you have published will appear on the left. You want to select the ones you want to be in your junk drawer. You want to click Add to Menu, and then they will appear on the right. You can organize them how you want. Click Save Menu, and then in your visual builder, you will see down there at the bottom where you have your footer menu. Next, you want to create your primary menu. This is the menu on the top of your website. The process is very similar. We want to start by clicking Create a New Menu. Then you want to enter the name for that menu and then select Primary Menu. You then click Create Menu. The different pages that you've published will appear on the left. Select the ones you want to be in your primary menu and click Add to Menu. Then you will see them on your right. Now you want to make sure that your direct call to action is on the bottom. That will make sure that it's on the right side of your primary menu. So there's an added step though that we need to take here, because at this point your direct call to action there is not yet going to be a button. At this point it's just going to be a link. So we have to take this added step in order to make sure it transforms into a button on your actual website. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to go up to the very top of this page where it says Screen Options, and you're going to click that, and then all these options drop down, and you want to then click where it says CSS Classes. And then we're going to go down to our direct call to action. So you want to click it, and when it opens up, you'll see the option to give it a CSS class. So we're just going to type this in, CTA-BUTTON. When you do that, once we click Save Menu, that's going to trigger the custom CSS we've already entered in order to turn this link into a button. So let's click Save Menu, and then once you refresh your Visual Builder, you will see this in the top right-hand corner. You'll see a nice blue button there. Now, that button is most likely not going to match the other buttons that you have on your page. As you see, in my case, it doesn't match either. So you will then have to go in and customize that call to action button that's in your primary menu. And I can't walk you through the details of how to do that here. I just don't have the time. I will teach you how to do that in my online course. Once you customize it, it will then have exactly the look that you want to match the other direct call to action buttons on your page. All right? So that's step number 5. Now we're ready for step number 6. Make your pages responsive. And this means that we're going to make sure our pages display perfectly on all devices. All right. So we've already made sure it's going to display properly on desktop. So now we just have to worry about tablet and mobile. We're going to start with making our home page responsive on tablet. So the way you do this is you want to open up the options at the bottom, and then you'll see this icon that looks like a tablet. Click that and it will resize everything to be the size your website will be on tablet. So then you can just scroll down your whole page from top to bottom and just make sure that everything is sized properly. Make sure all the text is the right size. Make sure that all the buttons are the right size. Make sure all of the images and the icons are all sized properly. They should be pretty well the right size, but you might come across some things that are a little off, like you see on the screen right now. Those 2 icons are too big. And so what you can do is you can go in and you can edit the settings for just those items that need to be resized for just mobile. Now, I can't take you through the steps of how to do that in this short masterclass. I will do that in my online course. But once you go in and do that, then everything is going to look just right for tablet. And so you just go down through your whole page and do that, and then you're ready for the next step, which is make your home page responsive on mobile. Right? So you do this the same way. Down at the bottom left, you click where you see the mobile icon, and it resizes everything to look like a mobile phone. Now, right out of the gate, you can tell on this one, the font of the tagline is just way too big. And the lady in the background in the image, she's off the screen. And so you can, again, go in and change the settings for just mobile. And then you'll end up with the result that you want. And continue scrolling down through that page and make sure everything is sized properly. So once you've done that, once you've done your home page, both mobile and tablet view, then you're going to use a tool to check your home page's responsiveness. Now, there are lots of tools available. Safari, for example, has a built-in tool that you can use to check what your website will look like on all kinds of different devices. You may find that there are still some things that you need to tweak. The next step after that is repeat this same process for the rest of your pages. I would take it one page at a time. I would start with tablet view. I would then go to mobile view, and I would use a tool to check the things that we did and that we changed. Okay. Once you do that, you're finished with making your website responsive, and now we are ready for step number 7, which is finish your website. This is exciting. And so first you want to set your home page as your home page. All right. So you do this by going to Appearance and Customize, and then down where it says Home Page Settings. You want to click that, and then you want to click where it says a static page. You're then going to choose which page you want to be as your home page, and then click Publish. So it'll save those changes. The next thing we want to do now is optimize our website for SEO. And we're going to do this using the Yoast SEO plugin. Right? So you don't have to know a thing about SEO. Just go into the settings of that plugin and follow all of the recommendations. You may have to change some of the copy in order to make it, search engine friendly. All right, next you want to add your site to the Google Search Console. Doing this will allow you to monitor your site's performance in Google search results. It's super easy. You just want to Google the term Google Search Console, and it'll take you to this page where you just enter your domain and just follow the directions there. Next, you want to double check every detail of every page. So what details specifically? Well, you want to double check your grammar. You want to double check your menu links. Make sure they're all linking to the right place. You want to double check your button links. Make sure they're all going to the right place. You want to double check your opt-in form. Make sure that it triggers the first email of your email series, just like it should. You want to double check your contact form. Make sure it sends a message to the right email address. You want to double check your responsiveness just to make sure everything is great. The final step is to publish your website at a strategic time. Now, technically, we've already published all of our pages. And so in order to publish our site, all we have to do is unselect privacy mode. And so once you do that, your website will then be viewable to the public. All right, so that's how to build a StoryBrand WordPress website with Divi. I hope that this free training has been helpful for you. I hope it will help you to make progress toward building your website. But the truth of the matter is, you're probably going to need more in-depth training to actually build and launch your website. So now let me talk for just a minute a little bit more about this idea that I have brewing, that I've already spoken about a couple of times in this masterclass. This idea that I have is honestly really raw right now, but it's something that I'm very excited about and that I think is very exciting for you guys as well. It's something that I would love to involve you in. It's an idea to create an online course to help you build a beautiful, compelling website for your business on WordPress using Divi. In this course, I'm going to teach the same process that I showed you in this masterclass. It's a simple step-by-step process that anyone can follow regardless of your prior website creation experience or abilities, but with every detail that you need to accomplish the task. So there's no guesswork. I'm going to hold your hand from start to finish. This course is also going to help you save a ton of money, money that you would have had to spend on a web designer. It's also going to save you untold hours of time that you would have had to spend figuring out how to build a website and going down paths that lead you nowhere. It's also going to help you to develop a repeatable skill because you don't only have to create one website, you can create multiple websites. I mean, this idea has crazy potential, right? Honestly, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about where this course and where the community that will be formed around the course could lead us all in the future. But the truth is, I can't do this alone. And I don't have all the answers, as much as I'd like to say I do. I don't. And so I need your help. Currently, the idea is a little rough around the edges, so please be gentle. But the vision is there, and I am dedicated to making this the world's best online course of its kind with your help. And so I'd like to offer you an early invitation if you're willing to help me shape this idea. If you join me as a founding member, I'm willing to extend a very favorable price to you, as I've told you already twice in this masterclass. Join me by the end of the day on October 16th, that's this coming Friday, and your price will only be $497. Or if it's easier for you, you can spread it out to 3 monthly payments of $182. Now, the beautiful thing about it is you're going to get that price locked in, whether you do the 3-month payment or whether you pay it once. You're going to get the price locked in when the course price goes up in the future, and it will go up dramatically just when I launch it to the public. You're getting it at the lowest price it will ever be offered, and you're going to get lifetime access to the course as I continue to refine it and improve it in the future. And all of the bonuses, anything that I include, you're going to get access to all of that by becoming a founding member. And here's the thing, if you don't love it after you've gone through the course, I'll give you your money back. Just let me know and I'll give you your money back. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, I just don't know if this course is going to be right for me. I don't know if this Adam guy is the right guy for the course. Hey, I understand. But go ahead and become a founding member while you have this opportunity, because it's about to go away. And just go through the course and try it out. And if you don't love it, I'll give you your money back. So you have literally no risk. There's nothing to lose by becoming a founding member today. Now, the goal is to officially launch the course on November 2nd of this year. There are going to be 7 modules and about 40 lessons. It's going to take 7 weeks to get through the entire course from start to finish. You could potentially build your website in a period of 7 weeks. All the videos and the PDFs will be downloadable for you to keep, and you're going to have 3 months of access to me via email. Anytime that you get stuck, anytime that you've got a question and you need some help, I will be there for you. Plus, you're going to get 2 bonuses. The first bonus is an easy pre-made homepage layout created by me, and it follows the exact formula that I teach in the course. So this makes it so much easier to create your homepage. Literally, all you have to do is just insert your copy and insert your images and change up the colors if you want, and you're done with your homepage, which is the hardest page of all the pages to create. Bonus number 2 is an extra module, how to create gorgeous pop-ups. So pop-ups are a great way to advertise your lead generator in order to gather email addresses from people who visit your website. And so I'm going to show you in this module how to create pop-ups that look really attractive. Those 2 bonuses are going to be available to you as a founding member. Listen, I aim to please. My goal is to help you and help make this course what you need it to be. My goal is to go above and beyond in order to help you to get results. That's what I'm really after. I want you to build that website. I want you to finish it. I want it to be awesome. And so that's why I'm going to work my hardest to not just deliver what I've promised, but to over deliver, because I really am as interested in your success as you are. So become a founding member today and save a ton of money in order to have access to a course that's going to save you even more money, because you're not going to have to pay a web designer. You're going to build your website yourself, and you're going to save so much time and frustration having this course, so I can walk you through the process from beginning to end and help you to get over the finish line in record time. So join me today by clicking the button on this page that says Become a Founding Member. So when you click that button, it'll take you to this page where you scroll down and you see your 2 payment options. You can either do single payment for $497, and you will save $49 with that over the payment plan. Or you can do the payment plan, which is more convenient, 3 payments of $182. So if you went with the single payment and you click that button, it opens up options to pay with PayPal. Or you can select this bottom button here to just pay with your debit or credit card. You would just fill in all of this information and then click Pay Now. If you were to go with the payment plan, when you click that button, the same thing happens. You can either pay with PayPal, or you can select this bottom button here to pay with debit or credit card, where you would just fill in all of this information and then click at the bottom Agree and Subscribe. So go ahead and join me today by clicking the button on this page that says Become a Founding Member, and I will see you on the other side.